Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. It's better than that, I know. So this is going to be a fun evening. Looking forward to this evening. We didn't get to do this last year, so we're going to get to do it double tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I want to welcome everyone for being here. Thank you for coming out. And at this time, I think Lieutenant John Stacer is going to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance and also the National Anthem. And so, where's John? Oh, yeah, there. Okay.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, please be seated, and again, good evening, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Lieutenant Stacer. Very, very, very good, so appreciate that. This is always an exciting time for us in Knox County Schools, and I know that our teachers, our principals, and our staff, school staff, have been working really hard to prepare for the first day of school on August the 9th, so just around the corner, and all these folks we're looking at right now are going to be part of the starting lineup on August the 9th, so we can't wait to get to that point. I'm especially grateful to be with you this evening because of the work of our security officers. It's essential to the safety and protection of our school communities. I want to thank Chief Paducas for his team for leading this training program that culminates with graduation this evening. I want to congratulate our recruits for their dedication to the process. I know it's not been an easy process, but I believe it will you're prepared to effectively serve our students and our employees. I also want to share a brief reminder, never forget that each of us at Knox County Schools is in the relationship business, and met with our new teachers yesterday, today, elementary teachers yesterday, and secondary teachers today. We've got a lot of new teachers this year, and we talked a lot about relationships and how important those relationships are, and I know you will find that the importance in building those trusting, positive relationships as well. Might be greeting a coworker with a smile, might be cheering up a student who's having a difficult day, but you will help shape the culture at your school. So please use that platform to encourage the people around you. Next, I want to publicly thank Chief Paducas for his leadership over the years. Chief has worked very hard to strengthen our partnership with KPD and the Sheriff's Office and to implement management structures that protect our school communities. Especially he has more than doubled, right, Chief? More than doubled the force since he's been in this position. He's created the Division's Training Academy, which is, I think, bar none, the best, and set a standard and significantly raised expectations for our security officers to the extent that what I would consider the best security department in the state of Tennessee. So Gus, just want to thank you for all your work you've done. So just want to say we appreciate you so much. We are sad to see you go, but we want to wish you the very best in retirement. And from the sidelines, kind of watch what you have built and what you have established over the years. So please join me in thanking Chief Peduces for all he has done for Knox County Schools, our students, and our teachers, and our staff. And also thank you for working an extra month too. appreciate you doing that for us. On a related note, you'll be hearing much more in the coming weeks from our new security chief who's with us tonight, Jason Perriard. I do want to officially welcome Jason to Knox County Schools, and maybe a round of applause for Jason. And his family moved here from California, right? You said the heat here is nothing compared to California, so we know they've been having a heat wave. But it gets better around here. I know the last couple of days have been extremely warm, so it's that time of year. And again, I just want to say, too, congratulate our new officers one more time and say thank you for joining us in this important mission. And I'm just so proud to work alongside you. And I know we'll hear great things from all of you, and just appreciate your commitment to Knox County Schools and again, joining our Knox County family. So thank you very much, and at this time I will turn the program over to Chief Peduces.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. And as he said, tonight is going to be a great night. There'll be a lot of moving parts up on the stage, but it's an opportunity for us to recognize and honor people who care about children, who serve children. And so just to give you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to see in the next few minutes is we typically hire a class every summer. And of course last year was a unique summer, and so the graduating class last year, while they did graduate and complete the training, their ceremony was not a public ceremony. And so tonight we're going to celebrate the 2020 class, which graduated last summer. And then we've got another class graduating, the 2021 class, and we're going to recognize them as well. And so what that means logistically is each class will have a class president, so you'll see a couple speeches from class presidents. We have two wonderful keynote speakers. We're going to recognize some promotions within our department, and we're going to recognize some honorees that have just really gone above and beyond. And then to conclude the program, we're going to have a change in command ceremony where we're going to formally recognize Chief Perriard, who I will tell you now, and I'll probably say it again, he is going to be the perfect guy at the perfect time. And so we are very excited about what his leadership and where it's going to take the security division in the coming years. And so it really is going to be a great night. And so my first order of business, as I said, we have two keynote speakers, and our first speaker is going to be our county mayor, Mayor Jacobs, and I would encourage you to take a look at what's in the program, and it kind of reinforces what he stands for. But my reflection on my relationship with the mayor is right after he got elected, within a matter of days, I dropped him a note that basically said, I would love to talk to you about school security and how we try to protect children. And again, this was right after the mayor was elected, so my guess is he was pretty busy. And within a matter of days, I received a telephone call, and within just a few more days, I was in his office, and he gave me about an hour to talk about child protection. And so we know he cares about kids, and there's nothing any more important than our children. So it is my pleasure to introduce our county mayor, Mayor Jacobs.
It looked like there are some trays of sandwiches outside, so I'm going to keep this brief because it is about dinner time and I don't want to stand between you all and that. I have 3 points to make, please. Number one, as I look around the country and I see a really toxic environment for police in other places, it is shocking to me what's going on. We can't say this enough of how much we think of our law enforcement here in Knox County. It's a tough job for all of them, and they stand up every day and they do it. Overwhelmingly, I have found that the people working for Knox County and the city of Knoxville, for our sheriffs and police departments, they're good people who want to make our community even better. So it just, to me, that needs to be said as many times as we can say it. A promise that I will make to you, to the graduating class here, just always do the right thing. And if you do the right thing, I don't make many promises, and I know politicians are bad about that. I don't make many promises because I don't want to say something that I can't do. But I promise to you, if you do the right thing, that I will stand behind you no matter what. We love you and we appreciate you. So thank you very much for all that you all do, all of our law enforcement people. Thank you. Number two, I've had the wonderful opportunity to go to many of our schools and visit with the administration, the teachers, and of course the kids. And as the superintendent said, it's all about relationships. And the school security officers are part of that. Just the number of times that I've been at a school in the morning and the school security officer is one of the people greeting the kids as they come in. And the kids run up and give them a hug. And that, again, building that relationship is just amazing to me. And we always think about the relationships between the teachers and the students, and of course that's very important, but also the other people that work and serve in our schools. It's very important for them to have that relationship with the kids too, because they're role models for our young people. And again, overwhelmingly, what I've seen is our school security officers are very positive role models. And number three, I'd just like to thank Gus for his service and welcome Jason aboard. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And our second keynote is Candice Allen, and she has a master's degree in educational psychology, and what she has done for us, and of course the very heart of our training is those relationships with children. And she's the driving force behind the crisis intervention team training, in which it teaches officers, and both of these classes have been through that 40-hour course where it teaches officers how to deal with people in crisis. And she has done a wonderful job of fostering a wonderful relationship, not only with our security district, but also our sheriff's office and our police department and the University of Tennessee. And so we are very indebted to her. So it's the perfect time to hear a little bit more about the crisis intervention team training and the incredible value that it has brought to our division. So we are glad to have Candice Allen here.
Can you all hear me okay? So I'm very, very honored to be here, and I must say I haven't seen the class from 2020 in a year, so it's good to see you all and to revisit with the class that we just graduated. You all look very nice in your uniforms. And thanks also to family and friends that have come and supported them tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about crisis intervention team and the training that's involved in it. CIT actually started in the late 1980s, and it started in our state in Memphis as a result of an unfortunate accident or an unfortunate incident that happened with an individual that was well known to the community, but had untreated psychiatric problems and had just cycled in and out of a lot of different places. And so as a result of that, the community came together in Memphis. Hospitals, the chief of police at Memphis at that time, a lot of police officers' involvement, NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness, hospitals, mental health centers, the whole community came together. So they started CIT, and in 2007 it was a little bit more, it was rectified with some core elements, and today There are CITs in just about every state in the United States and also in other countries. So when we go to a CIT conference, it's an international conference. So it's pretty cool to see you could go to any state and have the same training, or go to another country and have the same training. So it's been very beneficial. So let me talk a little bit about what the training is, because these guys up here endured it. It's 40 hours. It's intensive. It is an overview of what mental illness is and what it's not. We talk about addictions. We talk about specific diagnoses, the ones that officers, security officers, first responders are most often going to interface with. And then we have field trip days where we go to different places in the community so officers can see what's going on inside of four walls sometimes, like to shelters, our crisis stabilization unit, our behavioral health urgent care center. They go inside of Peninsula Hospital because, as you know, the Sheriff's Department drops people off at the Peninsula when they're committed. So we have a lot of hands-on field trip days so people can really see what's going on, and also, most importantly, where we can divert to. So if you come across someone that's in a psychiatric crisis, if we can send them to treatment whenever it's possible in lieu of jail, that's what we're after here, because we're really after decriminalizing mental illness and addictions at every opportunity that we can, whenever it's appropriate. So, and then they have about 2 days of really hardcore training in order to learn skills to de-escalate a situation and how you interact with someone. What is the most appropriate way to help someone calm down when they're in a psychiatric crisis? And we practice those. We have lots of role plays so they can practice those skills, and they get feedback on that, because we're looking for real specific skills, because we know how you interact with someone that's in a psychiatric crisis, and establishing rapport is going to help the situation. Hopefully it's a win-win for the consumer and the officer as well. I'm just going to close very quickly with talking about the main thing about CIT is the team. They go through the training, but it doesn't stop there. CIT is not just training, it is a community project and a community commitment. Imagine if you had a child here at South Doyle and they were having difficulty to the extent that they were experiencing some psychiatric symptoms. And then a security officer that has been trained in CIT is there to talk to them and catch them and care for them. And let's say an AMR has to be called. Well, wouldn't it be wonderful if AMR was trained in CIT too? And what if they have to go to, let's say, UT Hospital? And wouldn't it be wonderful if their security was trained in CIT? And what if they go to the ED and they've got some nurses that's taking care of them? Wouldn't that be wonderful if they were trained in CIT? That's what we have in our community right now. We have it at every touch point that someone might be experiencing a psychiatric crisis, and we want to do more of that, but we already have that. It's a wonderful way for people to communicate and help people that are in a crisis that need help instead of going to jail whenever possible. So I commend you guys for going through the training and being willing to do it. I think it takes a lot of courage to do this, because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone a lot. But, like we were talking about, it always helps kids, and that's what we're here to do. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
All right, if you will, let me talk just a little bit more about how this will flow this evening. And so we've got 3 officers of the year that we will recognize, 2 from last year and 1 from this year. We've got 5 promotions that we will recognize. 4 promotions are from officer to sergeant, and 1 promotion is from sergeant to lieutenant. And then one of the highlights of the program is the Russell Coker Award. And every year a recruit school that we have, they vote on the member of that recruit school that best exemplifies courage, character, compassion, and commitment. Because in 2006, Officer Russell Coker, who was a school security officer, was killed on Halloween night at Halls High School. And so every year, starting in 2013, we recognize what he represented. And those 4 traits from people that knew him exemplify what he stood for. And so we will recognize the Coker Award winner from last year as well as the recipient from this summer's class. And so you'll see those folks here in just a few moments as they walk across the stage. And something else you need to prepare for is some of the folks that walk across will get a badge and a certificate, and some will get a plaque. And then the last year's group, they've already gotten their badges and their certificates. And so if you see some folks walk across the stage and we give them a lot of stuff, and then somebody walks across the stage and we don't give them anything but a handshake and a picture, we're not sore at anybody. They just got their stuff last year. And so I don't want anybody to misunderstand why some of them get something and some of them don't. They all got something, but last year's class, we recognized them in a private ceremony. And so our next order of business, as I indicated, we had a class from last summer and a class from this summer. Each class always nominates and selects, and it's a class vote, a class president. And so the 2020 class president was Mike Jones. And Mike is here and has a few remarks for all of you. So, Mike?
First of all, I'd like to say good evening to everybody. Thank you all for coming out. This is a quote that I had picked up while in a school this year, and it just kind of meant something to me, and I would like to share it with you. Events happen, we can't control them, but we can control how we respond to them. We are in a time where men and women with integrity are more important than ever before. We in the school security division are not only tasked with providing safety and security, but we also have to make decisions that are in the best interests of our children by being impartial, professional, and most of all, caring. In conclusion, I would like to say to my fellow officers, be kind, be safe, be professional, and always stand for what is right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Officer Jones. And the 2021 class president, also voted on by his peers, is Officer Jason Mercer. Jason?
Welcome. Our community has the expectation students and staff will have a safe working environment. Through a selective process, we reported to the Academy 9 weeks ago. 11 of us were chosen to fill vacancies for Knox County Schools Division. Chief Paducas welcomed us the first day of the Academy. We were reminded how important our positions are, the level of professionalism expected, and to always be truthful. Sergeant Hahn led our class of 2021 as the Academy instructor. He expressed how much love he had for his job. He quickly became a role model, making 11 strangers, mentoring us through the educational process. Week by week, through quality training, we were transformed from what we were in the past to the school security officers we are today. Chief Paducas continued to check on our progress. He reminded us it is important to take care of each other. We did take care of each other, and each week we grew closer as family. Today, the class of 2021 have answered the call. As security officers, we have assignments, and we are prepared to serve our community. The class of 2021 would like to sincerely thank all of the course instructors. Thank you. We would like to thank everyone involved in the hiring process. Thank you. Our community partners that opened facilities for us to tour. Thank you. All persons that scheduled time to speak to our class, thank you. Sergeant Hahn, thank you for believing in us and pushing us to success. We are excited. I would like to thank our family and friends for your support. Thank you. Chief Paducis, we would like to thank you, sir. Your leadership will continue through us. Enjoy your retirement. Chief Perard, welcome. Thank you, sir, for answering the call and taking the position as our chief. I would like to share a quote and a brief history to put in context. A young but wise Marquis Lafayette left the safety of his home in France, sailing the seas to join forces with General George Washington in the American Revolution. Some not certain of Lafayette and his loyalty changed their minds when he said, "I am not here to teach, I am here to learn." He would become general and, like a son, mentored by General George Washington. Always learning, our class motto, in Latin, Semper Doctrina. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jason. And we're to that point in the program where we start having the recruits and the officers walk across the stage. And so, if I may, we're fortunate enough to have Susan Horn, who is our Board of Education chairperson, as well as the District 5 School Board representative, and she'll help us call the names. Once you just do all of these, and you'll do these, these, and then all of these.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you. Okay, are we ready? All right. Sarah Boone. Matthew Couch. Kelly Ides. Kelly Eads. I knew I would mess it up. Okay, Stephen Hart. Richard Hatter. Thank you. Michael Jones. Don't forget your picture. James Mathis. Christopher Reddick. Aaron Stiles. And moving to the class of 2021, Walter Buchanan. Congratulations. David Bush. Carissa Cuomo. Barbara Dunn. Tyler Hunley. Jason Mercer. Matthew Reddick. Tatiana Robinson. Todd Stuteville. Alex Simmerly. Thomas Wampler. Congratulations, graduates. And I'm happy to announce our Officers of the Year. Miss Monica Rogers. And Michael Kane. And this year's Officer of the Year, Michael Lane. And promotions this year, Sergeant Jamie Blair. Lieutenant John Stacer. And this year's promotions, Sergeant John Needham. Sergeant Joshua Arwood. Sergeant Cody Reno. And a citation of excellence to Sergeant Jacob Mantooth. And the Russell Coker Award from 2020, Richard Hatter. And 2021, Todd Stuteville. And congratulations, we're very proud to have all of you in Knox County Schools. Thank you so much.
Well, Miss Horn performed flawlessly. I got a touch confused, but she did great. So I think our next order of business is Sergeant Hahn will issue the oath of office. Thank you. How about one round of applause, please? Well, by now everybody knows I'm getting ready to retire, and so just very briefly, I can tell you it is an honor to serve children, and it is just a big honor to serve people who every day they get up to make a difference in a child's life, and that's what we've been able to do, and we've worked really hard to try to build a division that we can all be proud of. We've accomplished a lot, and I say we because it is a team effort, but there is so much more to do. And so as part of this change in command ceremony, our new chief, and as I said earlier, I really think he's going to be the perfect person at the perfect time. He's a 21-year veteran of the United States Marine Corps, and he's worked in their investigative services. He's also worked with the Naval Investigative Services, the NCIS, and then for the last several years, he has served the Jewish community in Southern California and the Los Angeles area, so he understands service, and we are excited to see his leadership, and we are excited for the Security Division to take another step forward, and we feel like with his leadership there is no limit to just how good we can become. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Chief Perryard.
Thanks, Chief. I first wanted to say I'd be remiss if I didn't give all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for getting me and my family here safely, so I wanted to give him all the glory. I also want to thank the superintendent, the executive staff, Mr. Oakes, and the Board of Education for giving me this amazing opportunity. I am truly honored and humbled to accept this responsibility as my next mission in life, and I promise you that I will do my best to honor the history of the previous chief. I also want to thank Mayor Jacobs for being here and for recognizing and celebrating our newest SSOs, which is always an exciting time for us. And I wanted to thank finally my wife, Tricia, for putting up with me through COVID It wasn't easy. There was a pandemic, and then there was the second pandemic of me being in the house too long. So I appreciate that. If you would indulge me a second, I'd like to bring Chief Paducas back up to the podium. I promise I won't take too much time out of your schedule. First, another round of applause for Chief Paducas. For a lifetime of public service. And on a personal note, if you could come up here. You didn't want to be in the spotlight, but I'm going to do it anyway. On a personal note, I just want to thank you for just being a class act and just for being amazing to my family and for blessing us with your time and your efforts to make sure that this transition happened flawlessly. I wanted to give you a U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife. This is the one that we carry into battle. And I see you as my brother, so I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate the time you've spent in your lifetime of service to this country. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Finally, to the graduates. This is all about you, really, and I didn't want to take too much of your time to talk about us, because really this is your moment. I just want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart for answering the call of service. It is never easy. I know this from personal experience. I know what you give up away from your families to keep our children safe, and I humbly thank you for that. I also am looking forward to getting to know all of you, and I'm excited for the future of this division. And I want to say congratulations to all the graduates. Thank you.
Okay, I think we've got it all covered, and we appreciate everybody's patience. And to the children in the group, I thought you behaved wonderfully. We are always happy to hear the screams and the cries and of children, of young people. That's why most of us are here, to serve young people, so we are grateful. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that my family is here, and a lot of people the last couple of days have spent some time trying to make me cry. They've come really close a couple of times, but now that I'm just about done, I think I'm going to make it. But my wife, my daughter, my son, my daughter-in-law, and the newest of my 4 grandchildren are here. And so we are very blessed, and we are looking forward to the next chapter. And just please remember that we should all be in the child protection business. Every adult in this country ought to work every day to protect children. So we are grateful that you are here, because you're here because you care about kids and you care about people that are up on this stage. And I can assure you, everybody up here cares about kids. There are sandwiches, chips, water, and cookies in the lobby. And so we would certainly welcome you we have a lot of sandwiches. And so please get you some sandwiches and get you a snack. And again, thank you for coming. And this concludes our service. Thank you.